Lacrosse Up fans, what's going on? Brendan Fowler here, former Duke midfielder, face-off man for the Charlotte Hounds. Sorry, I'm getting back to you guys a little late here. I've been traveling around like crazy, running clinics, camps, and some stuff. Obviously playing on the weekend, so finally getting down to sit down, answer all your guys' questions. Thanks for being patient. The first one I got here is, what move would you recommend for a face-off man on the smaller side going against a bigger guy? Size, I think, is important because it usually correlates to strength. But I think being a smaller guy, sometimes you can actually have an advantage versus a bigger guy and getting your body position and things underneath them. So, I mean, if you watch any of the top face-off guys, everyone's pretty much a clamper. So I think clamping against a bigger guy, trying to quick clamp, get underneath them faster and getting your body low underneath them could be really beneficial if you're a smaller face-off guy. Second question I have here is, do you believe all the hype on having to have an actual face-off head? I do. I think having the right head as a face-off guy is important. But I do think your technique, your hand speed, your footwork, and all that is more important than your actual head you use and your stick you use. I mean, if you get to the level where you're very equal to someone, very similar hand speed, same technique, good footwork, I think at that point your head becomes very important. But I think before that, your technique and stuff is way more important. But as you get to higher levels, having a face-off head is definitely something that's beneficial and really important as a face-off guy. What is your go-to face-off move? I'm a clamper, kind of like all the other guys in the MLL. I try to quick clamp, and use my footwork and kind of body to get around guys. So that's kind of my go-to move. Always change it up, varied by game, but some variation of the clamp, whether it's a quick clamp, power clamp, plunger, or something along those lines. What drills do I do to get my hands faster? There's no real secret to getting faster hands. Me and Greg Renly have talked about this, a lot. That's the number one question we get. Do you have any tips and tricks? How do I get my hands faster? There's no real tips and tricks. It's training. It's getting the right technique and just getting repeating reps over and over and over to your muscle memory. That'll speed you up, your nervous system reaction. So that's really how you get faster. There's no secrets or crazy drills we do. It's just taking a lot of reps, getting your technique and building up your muscle memory. How many sticks have I broke in the past year? This season, I think I'll be on stick number 9 this weekend. We play Denver coming up. So I broke in 9 games. I've broken 8 sticks. I'm almost at a stick a game so far. But in college, I usually went through probably 6 or 7 heads a year. In the pros a little more because faceoffs are a little more grueling, a little more physical. When you were younger, pre-MLL, did you focus more on facing off the midfield aspect of the game? I really didn't become a true Fogo till I got to college. In high school I'd play a little D-Middy, some offense. I would take a lot of face-offs, but I'd run up and down and do everything. I think that's really important for kids nowadays, especially ones that are trying to specialize and become Fogos at such a young age. You're really limiting yourself. I think we always say you want to be an athlete first, then a lacrosse player, then a face-off guy. So you want to be involved in playing offense, defense, honing your skills, becoming a better athlete, not just focusing on just facing off, especially for kids who are younger, middle school, high school, and below age. I think that's really important. What makes a great Middie in your opinion? For me, I always kind of admire the guys that were do-it-all Middies, guys that could play offense, play defense, play in transition, that weren't really specialized. I think those, when you ask lacrosse players, those are the guys they respect the most, the guys that can pretty much do anything. They can cover guys on defense, they can score goals, they can play in transition, they can play the wings on faceoffs, they can do a little bit of everything. I think those guys, to me, have always been the most impressive to watch. Are there any drills or techniques that you would recommend? Yes, there are drills and techniques you'd recommend. I'm not going to be able to show them to you on this video, but if you were to come out to any of our Faceoff Academy events, me, Greg Renly, and Chris Madison, Jerry Raganese, you come out, we'll run you through the techniques, the exact same stuff we do to warm up for game days and stuff. So if you're interested in that, come check out our website at thefaceoffacademy.com. What is my weapon of choice and why? Right now, I'm using the Blade OG. I've been using the MLO. For me, it's just a lot of other guys in the league use it, so I just feel comfortable. If we have similar heads, the guys I face off against, I can never use that as an excuse. So I try to use the same thing as the guys I'm going against, and it's worked out pretty well for me so far this season. Any conditioning tips that you feel give you an edge? Yeah, I think as a face-off guy, I try to keep all my stuff to shorter fast burst sprints, kind of correlates to our position. You win a faceoff, you have to sprint, 20 to 40 yards each way, kind of exchange the ball, and then to the box. So I try to keep everything short and really high intensity when I go out and run sprints or when I'm working out. Most of my stuff is shorter, faster bursts with a little bit of recovery time in between. What other sports, if any, did I play in high school and college? In high school, I was a three-sport athlete. I played football, I wrestled, and played lacrosse pretty much my whole way through, besides an ACL injury my sophomore year, which kept me out of wrestling and half lacrosse season. But in college, I came as a football recruit, actually. I played football my first 3 years. Freshman through junior year, I played lacrosse all 4 years. And then this last year, as a fifth year in graduate school, I wrestled for a season. So I got to play all three kind of at different times. Not all at 1 year, but it was had a pretty awesome experience doing that. How do these sports improve my lacrosse game? I think they helped. My other sports helped shape me as a lacrosse player a lot. I think one, just the competitive drive, of wrestling, the one-on-one aspect, football, just competing a lot year round. I think just helps you in general as an athlete. But I think football, the toughness aspect, I think has helped me a lot. And wrestling, same thing, and the balance. I think the balance in wrestling, being in awkward positions, being able to distribute your weight from your feet to your hands, being able to move in uncomfortable positions, I think is translated to me being successful as a face-off guy a lot. I would definitely recommend it to a lot of younger guys out there who are thinking about doing it, who are face-off guys. I think wrestling is an awesome sport, and I think it's really helped me a lot as a player as I grow. Who is my role model? My role model is definitely my dad. He's coached me in football growing up. He played football at Villanova. Just a super tough dude. Was really lucky, to grow up with him. He always pushed me in sports, pushed me in school, kind of pushed me in every aspect of my life. New York City fireman for 16 years. He's tough as nails. I think he's really helped shape me and all my brothers in that regard. He's definitely been my role model so far. How do I mentally or physically prepare for a game? Mentally, I try to stay loose. I try to have fun when I'm playing. I think when I get real serious and worked up, I actually don't play as well. So I kind of try to have fun with my teammates, stay loose in the locker room, mess around. Physically, just go through our warm-up. I would spend a lot of time on my hips. As a face-off guy, you want to have loose hips, hip flexors and stuff. So that's just the one thing I focus on before games when I'm warming up. What's the best advice I've ever received? That's a tough one because I've received a lot, but the best advice I could give to kids, especially high school age kids now, how crazy the recruiting process got, is just to have fun. I think the whole reason everyone started playing sports when they're younger is because they had fun doing it. I had fun playing football, fun wrestling, fun playing lacrosse. I still have a ton of fun playing lacrosse. I love playing the MLL, being a part of a team, being around guys. As you get older, you realize your days playing are limited. Your time with teammates like that is limited. So I think just enjoying and making relationships with your teammates and having fun playing, I think, is the best advice I give the kids. As competitive as sports get, sometimes you kind of lose sight of that. So that would be my best advice I could give to younger players coming up. Favorite lacrosse moment or experience? I got two. I have Memorial Day 2013 and 2014. I think winning those two national championships back-to-back with my Duke teammates were by far and away my best experience probably ever, but no doubt in lacrosse. Have been, it's been pretty amazing doing that with them. So that's pretty much all I got on this email of questions. Thank you guys so much. Hope this was helpful and you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.